have control over directional movement. At no point should you ever be unable to move in a specific direction. Good keybinds also have each build piece pressed by a different finger, so that regardless of the build combination you're doing, you can place each piece as early as possible to claim piece control. At no point should you ever be unable to move in a specific direction. Good keybinds also have each build piece pressed by a different finger, so that regardless of the build combination you're doing, you can place each piece as early as possible to claim piece control. At no point should you ever be unable to move in a specific direction. Good keybinds also have each build piece pressed by a different finger, so that regardless of the build combination you're doing, you can place each piece as early as possible to claim piece control. Now that we have our goals, let's get started. The first thing that literally all of you should do if you plan to change your keybinds at all is to shift everything to the middle of your keyboard. The default hand position makes it so that your pinky can really only press a few buttons. If there were more buttons to the side, you'd have more space for keybinds, so moving all of your binds 3 or 4 buttons to the right gives you more buttons, and it's not like your muscle memory can see the keyboard. The default hand position makes it so that your pinky can really only press a few buttons. If there were more buttons to the side, you'd have more space for keybinds, so moving all of your binds 3 or 4 buttons to the right gives you more buttons, and it's not like your muscle memory can see the keyboard, so you don't have to relearn anything. The moment you change the binds, you literally won't notice a difference. Next is one of the easiest yet effective changes that you can make. I've spoken about it before, it's changing your right keybind to be directly above left. The goal is to always have control over directional movement, and it's pretty hard to do if 3 of your most dominant fingers are all on movement. Changing the right bind makes it so only your middle and ring fingers are occupied, and your index finger is free for all other binds. And remember, the more often a key is used, the faster you relearn the muscle memory. When I changed this a while ago, it only took me a few days to completely relearn. Now all of the other keybind changes I mentioned after this will take so long to relearn, with common binds like wall and floor being much quicker than rare binds like repair and carry. Now for the fun part, build binds. Your middle and ring fingers are off limits, as binding anything to them would take away from movement, and we need one build bind on each finger. One on pinky, one on index, one on thumb, and then the last one will go on a mouse button. It can be any mouse button, so we'll decide which later based on what other binds need. Well, the primary goals are complete, so the secondary goals are to have the most important keybinds as close to resting position as possible, to press them as quickly as possible, and to make sure simultaneous buttons aren't on the same finger. Like you wouldn't want sprint and jump on the same finger, because sometimes you would have to press them simultaneously. So then the next most important bind would be edit. You'll double and triple tap edit more than any other bind, so it's perfect for your index finger. And every time you edit, you'll have to select edit tiles right after, ideally with your other index finger or your mouse. Select edit is the first bind that's mode specific. Mode specific keybinds can only be activated in one of the 3 modes: combat, build, or edit mode. Intuitively, you've already used this, as by default left click makes you shoot while in combat mode, but select edit tiles while in edit mode. By default, you also place build with left click while in build mode, but place build isn't actually a mode specific bind. When you press mode specific binds that only work in build mode, like change material type, it won't do anything if you're in edit mode. But if you're in edit mode and you press your place build bind, you can still activate it and build while in edit mode. Builds also place instantly if you're already holding place building when swapping from combat to build mode. This is why place building isn't actually a mode specific bind, and therefore shouldn't be with shoot and select edit on left click, but instantly if you're already holding place building when swapping from combat to build mode. This is why place building isn't actually a mode specific bind, and therefore shouldn't be with shoot and select edit on left click, but you can still put a build mode specific bind in its place. The only build mode only bind is change material, so that's what goes there. Next, we do have to put place building somewhere, as it's the next most important bind. Since it's something you hold while pressing other build binds, it makes sense not to have it on a finger that presses build binds. So you have either right click or a side mouse button. And remember, our 4th build piece also needs right click or a side mouse button, so one gets right click, the other side mouse button. Either way works, it's up to you. Now you can't forget about your secondary movement. Jump and crouch both need binds, so you can leave jump as default and just put crouch next to it, also on a thumb button, since you can't be crouching and jumping at the same time. Now,
today's video, I'll be showing you the best career maps to improve on keyboard and mouse in chapter 4. So let's just get right into it. Don't forget to use code BELLO in the item shop. It helps out a ton now that I'm broke. I need all of you to use it. Spam it, tell your friends. You know what to do. It's code BELLO in the item shop. Alright, starting off with the best creative maps in the game right now, in my opinion, is Xerx's 60 map, which is really good. As you can see, it says aim mechanics. So you can just go to the mode, which is really helpful. And then let's say starting off with like shotgun aim, movement with precision. As you can see right here, you can choose between the Maven or the Thunder, and then you can just start with 40-second After
Yo, welcome to the stream, guys. Make sure you guys like the stream up. Make sure you guys like the stream up. Yo, guys, make sure to subscribe tonight. Like the stream up, guys. Like the stream up, guys. Like the stream up, guys. My bad for echo, yo. I didn't know. Thought my mic was muted. Let's play now. short, really short now. I need to learn a new retake on a lot. If you guys have any retakes, comment down below. Or, yeah, just comment it. I need to learn some new retakes. I can actually do this, but like it's hard. Let me check the routine. God damn, yo. So this bitch.